It's a big project, but at the same time, it's replicatable again and again and again. We're extremely excited to create a fully customizable back office portal without creating a lot of friction for the end users. We want it to be robust and secure, but we want to have it be easy for the end user to authenticate, number one, and then use it on a regular basis. We're just excited to get this thing live here for Bill and Dr. Ramallo here in the not too distant future.
Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Stuart Smith with SmallCapVoice.com for another online business briefing that I'm really excited about. Today, we're going to be speaking with CyberloQ again. CyberloQ is traded on the OTC under the ticker symbol CLOQ. We're joined by the president of that company again, Chris Jackson. And as you know from all of our past videos, every time we speak to Chris brings along a guest with him, and that's why we're excited today. We're going to be speaking to Bill Bongiorno. He is with Botoxia and Filarama, and we're going to learn a lot more about this guy who is a Savvia Media client. And what I mean by that is Bill's had a chance to do a lot of video interviews in the past, which is going to make this excellent for us today. But I'm not going to tell you about Bill. I'm going to let my two guests tell you a little bit about themselves. So let's bring them back on right now. Hey, Chris, welcome. Thanks for making time for us again, pal.
Hey, good morning, Stuart. It's great. It's a pleasure to be here with you, as well as inviting on Dr. William Bongiorno from NYU fame. This is great to have Bill on.
Absolutely. And we're going to get into your background, Bill, in just a moment. But once again, thanks for joining us, Bill.
My pleasure. I am so honored to be on here today. Thank you so much.
You bet. We look forward to learning about your background as well as the company that you are heading up now as well. But Chris, since the last time you and I spoke, when we were speaking about your SOC 2 compliance and we were speaking with Park Consulting, which everybody go back. You can find that interview right here. All you have to do is go to the Small Cap Voice YouTube page and you can learn up on all the videos that we've already done with Chris. But Chris, if you will, talk to me a little bit about what's been going on with the company since our last interview.
Well, thanks, Stuart. SOC 2 compliance is a timely endeavor, and it takes a little bit of time to do. As we're integrating with some of our other opportunities that will come forward in the not too distant future, we're finally at a position now where we've actually launched our marketing website. Folks can go to www.cyberloq.com and they can request an actual demo. We're in the App Store for both Android and the iOS operating system. So we're at a pretty exciting time right now. And we haven't just stayed in our particular site, payments lane. We've branched out and we have other opportunities, and hence bringing on Dr. Bongiorno, we're actually going to be securing proprietary intellectual property for Bill and his partner, Dr. Juliana Ramallo, at Botoxia and Filarama. So we're branching off into other opportunities to use CyberloQ as a multi-factor authentication protocol, and we're pretty excited to be helping Bill and his team get this project launched. It's a pretty good deal.
Well, great. I'm excited to speak with you then, Dr. Bill. So Dr. Bill Bongiorno, at the outset, obviously, Chris noted the fact that you're a doctor. You have a distinguished career at New York University, NYU. Let's learn a little bit about what brought you to here at this point in your career and the company you're heading up, as well as the work you're going to be doing with Chris. And I will point out that in our pre-show interview, you talked about the demo that Chris just talked about. This is how you got to know Chris. So viewers, listeners, what an opportunity to get to know CyberloQ a little bit better. That ticker symbol CLOQ, bring up any press release, scroll down, you're going to find the website. And of course, all these videos for the company, get social with them. But Dr. Bill, if you would, let's learn about you now.
Well, Stuart, where I started was I went to dental school, and that's early enough a start for us. And I've been doing that for decades. And I got into education, teaching, to make our students the best they can be and the best dentists actually they can be. And I started with New York University College of Dentistry. And as time went on, I saw how important security is, because as you know, HIPAA is a very serious thing. And it was meant mostly for, delivering patients' files from one doctor to the other. And it morphed into something even more serious, and so many more things are attached to it. And sometimes I think I work for NSA, of so secure. We have, multifactorial authentication and this and that. And I realized how really important that is. And so through my educational career of teaching our students to be the best they can be, I'm very serious about what we do about security. So that being on my mind all the time, what I did was I wanted to start a business in education. It's actually education for Botox and fillers, and it's called Botoxia and Fillerama. And I figured if Elon Musk could, buy Twitter for 44 billion, Botoxia and Fillerama is not such a bad name. But when you open it up, you would see that it's a very serious educational platform for Botox and fillers, because I feel that we have to raise the bar on what we're doing. I mean, you're talking about serious stuff. We don't want everybody just saying, oh, yeah, Botox fillers, that's pretty cool. I could do that. But no, there's so much anatomy, this, that, and the other thing. So we put a lot of work into that platform. And I realized how important security is. And the security part of it is how do you protect our content? And, there are hackers out there, and people will pay the tuition or the subscription fee and, pass it on to their friends, or they pay a lot of money, so they don't want it to be passed out to everybody else. So I did a little research. I found Chris's company, CyberloQ, and it's a great name. What do you think about it? It just locks up all that security stuff. So what we do is we have videos, we have documents, we have an anatomical courses, we have all of these things, but they must be secured. And it's not just like, okay, I'll give you my password. It's so much more than that. And I found that Chris's company is so much more than that. We have not only multifactorial authentication, we also have geofencing, which is great too, because let's say their friends in California want to give them the info. They can't, because they can only do it in a certain area, which they can control. So I felt this was robust enough, certainly at least, to go with them. And Chris gave us a demo, and we see how relatively easy it is to do and how protective it is of our platform.
Yeah, and that's got to be really music to the ears of so many of us that have to trust such deeply personal information with medical professionals like yourself, whether it be educators, whether it be our general practitioners as well. And so given your background in the medical field, obviously you hold, and as you pointed out, security at the utmost highest level. And so you've given us a really good opportunity to understand why you would need Chris's CyberloQ's solution here. And I'm going to ask both of you a follow-up question on that. But so using your CyberloQ to protect your intellectual property for not only the educators, but your clients, what does that look like? Can you tell us a little bit in practicality, Bill, of how that looks?
Well, they come and look at the site and see if they want to join. We give them a smattering of what we do. And then when they decide, they're going to have to, there's a payment gateway, there's a security multifactorial authentication, so that when they do join, whether we're giving sometimes we give live lectures, sometimes we will give just information and videos that we're doing. In fact, today we're doing a video of that kind of thing, and maybe next week we'll show the results, but we're going to hold on to those videos and put them in our vault, so to speak. And by doing that, these people who subscribe or take our courses, and don't forget, there are different levels of all of these things. In other words, you could pay this much for this and that much for that, or you could have all of it. So we have to be able to do all of that stuff on the website, which Chris and his development team help us out tremendously with that. And they could just fine tune it and make it easy for us. So the idea is you join, now you're a member or whatever the case, whatever you want to call it, and you want a specific video. And depending on your subscription, you get that video. But to get that video, it's not going to be given to everybody. It's not available to everybody. It's only available to that one person, not their friends, not anybody else. So, and it's very specific for the different things that they want to get involved with. It will be unfair to say, okay, the the price or subscription fee for all of this stuff would be this much. But let's say you only want this section of it. And, we have to be able to delineate that from, all of the rest. And Chris's team helped us do that and secure all of that. If that's the question.
Yeah, outstanding. You did. And Chris, I'm excited because you talked about this earlier about staying in your lane. And here is an instance where congratulations for not staying in your lane. Congratulations for coloring outside the lines, because you've really kind of opened my mind up to some new applications by bringing us somebody who can use this application in the real world. So very interesting project here for us to look at, Chris. What's unique about this situation? Let's hear it from your perspective on this new arrangement that you have.
Well, I think what's unique about this particular situation in the payments gateway channel, we'll be integrating our app system in the background into an existing mobile application, whether it be for a bank or a credit union or what have you. In this particular situation, Bill and his team are actually using the CyberloQ app as the authentication key. So we got together, we've had some meetings with Bill and his team. They had a set of parameters that they wanted to put together, and our dev team, essentially, we're creating individual silos within a specific database, and we're securing it using CyberloQ Secure and the app system as the encryption key. We've got multi-layers of authentication. As Bill talked about, certain people are going to have certain levels of authentication in real time to get access to different things. So we have different levels of authentication within this project that answer each and every one of those situations. Some people may get a push notification. Some people may just get an initial authentication, and they may get access to entry-level material. But then someone may get a push notification and a voice recognition protocol, which we're layering into this application too. So we can secure this globally as long as there's a live internet connection. And we're just excited as a company to be able to securely mitigate entrance into this intellectual property library. And as Bill so eloquently says, compliance and security are paramount with what they're doing. So we're just excited to be able to bring this to the real world. And there are a lot of other applications that could fill this, that CyberloQ could fill the role, not just in the medical field, but in all kinds of fields. So we're excited, and Kevin and Gwen and your team will be able to show links to Botoxia and Filorama. They'll be able to show links to CyberloQ, and your audience can request of us an actual demonstration of this software, and we could do it for them in real time. I could put a geofence around their office and lock them in and lock them out. We're to that point now where we're excited, and this quarter and the next quarter and subsequent quarters, as we move into the revenue phase of this launch, it's exciting times for CyberloQ. And I'm excited for Bill and his partners, Dr. Ramallo, and the entire team to get Botoxia live in the not too distant future. It's pretty cool.
Absolutely. So a success to you for this relationship, Bill. What does that look like? I mean, clearly we could see that two things have been accomplished here. One, the overall security, but two, the convenience of that security, the different levels that Chris just pointed out. Bill, obviously, this is the first flagship project you're doing with CyberloQ. What is a success to you in this relationship, Bill?
What will be the success of it?
Yeah.
When it's totally installed? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
sorry.
exactly. What do you see as a success for this? In other words, hey, we're locked tight. We're able to offer this convenience to our end users. We're able to basically put this assurance out there, which I would think is going to allow you to really get your program out there to others, get Botoxia and Filorama out nationwide, globally. I
think the attraction to our clients would be the fact that they know if they're paying this money, that it's going to be secure. It's going to be for them. It's, there's so many unselfish people that want to give it away, but we don't want that. And a lot of our clients don't want that. So they're going to have an authentication process where only they will be able to get it. There's so many things we could do. You could say, well, you could record the video. You could do this. You could do that. Well, Chris, depending on how robust that we want to get, Chris assured me that he could take care of all of those things also. Again, we don't have to be like the NSA but we want to be good enough to make our clients happy and that they feel secure and that they feel they're getting something special that no one else is able to get unless they take their hard-earned money or effort to get these things. And that's what we're talking about. So my phrase to Chris always is, okay, Chris, lock it down. That's LOQ, by the way.
Yeah. I like it. Lock it down. So, Chris, we've covered a lot of ground today. I'd like to ask both of you this question. Any final closing thoughts or comments, Chris?
Yeah, business there's lots of busyness going on, but we're just extremely glad to be able to assist Bill and his team. This is a big project, but at the same time, it's replicatable again and again and again. And that's the good news for us. We're extremely excited to create a fully customizable back office portal for Bill and his team. But again, without creating a lot of friction for the end users. This is an important aspect, whether it's in the card industry or with what Bill's doing in securing intellectual property. We want it to be robust and secure, but we want to have it be easy for the end user to authenticate, number one, and then use it on a regular basis. So it's kind of a twofold win for us. It gets us in other channels, other markets. And we're just excited to get this thing live here for Bill and Dr. Romalo here in the not too distant future. It requires content, and they're working on that. We're working on the DevOps and whatnot, getting things finalized with the different back office admin functionality that Bill and his team will actually implement as we move forward here in the coming days and weeks. Exciting.
I'm excited too, and excited to speak with you for the very first time, Dr. Bill Bongiorno of Botoxia and Filorama. This is your first time on the show here at SmallCapVoice.com. Thanks for gracing us with your presence, number one. But any closing thoughts or comments from you yourself?
Actually, yes. I love to talk. You have to forgive me. But, Moore's Law says every 18 months or so, things double in technology. And the fact of the matter is, I know that I've watched Chris keep up with all of this new technology. And what happens, someone always finds a way, but Chris and his company and developers have always made sure they kept a cap on all of this security. And so knowing that he will keep up in the future with us makes me very comfortable also. And I could sleep better at night knowing that we have Chris on our team. And that's about it. But
no better validation than that. We all want our great sleep at night. Well, Chris, as always, thanks for visiting us here at SmallCapVoice.com. Congratulations on not only another great interview with us, but on this relationship with Botoxia and Filorama. Thanks so much, Chris.
Hey, thanks, Stuart. Always a pleasure, my friend.
You bet. And Bill, I love that you love to talk a lot, because that's what we need here at SmallCapVoice.com. So wonderful to meet you, sir. Thanks for telling us a little bit about yourself and a whole lot about Botoxia and Filorama. Thanks.
Thank you so much. It's certainly been my pleasure.
All right. For Dr. William Bongiorno and Chris Jackson of CyberloQ, ticker symbol CLOQ. Go ahead and visit their website as well. You can find everything once again at the press releases using that ticker symbol CLOQ. For Chris and Bill, this is Stuart saying thanks so much for tuning in.